Hi friends, today we're going to be going over the magic ring and a chain 2 alternative. It's also sometimes called the magic loop and is perfect for starting your amigurumi crochet projects or even granny squares, anything that requires a loop to start. So we'll go ahead and do some single crochets into it and demonstrate that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hi, I'm Danielle, and on my channel I cover knit and crochet tips, tutorials, patterns, and vlogs. So if you like that type of content, please like and subscribe so you see more of my videos. Alright, we've got a nice warm beverage. We've got our hook. This is a 4mm hook, and this is just Premier Parfait Chunky in the color Poppy. It's a nice bright red. Materials don't really matter for this as much because we're just practicing the technique, so let's go ahead and get into it. And we're going to start with the tail facing towards us, and the live yarn goes around the middle 3 fingers, secure that with your thumb, and then also tension a little bit with your pinky. It feels a little bit awkward, but we're not going to be here long. We're going to take the hook, go under the top with the hook facing down. We're going to pull this piece through, and as we're coming through, we're going to rotate our hook, turning it, and we're going to chain. And now we can release, and that's the start of the magic ring. And then we can go ahead, wrap the tail and also the loop through a couple fingers and secure it for tension, and then single crochet into the magic ring. And the pattern will say some number of stitches into the magic ring, for example 6 single crochet into the magic ring, and this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochet into the magic ring here, and then you can hold and pull the tail to tighten it, and that's the magic ring. I will say one tip: if you're working with a bulkier yarn, bulkier chenille that tends to shed a lot, I'd recommend partially closing the magic ring before you finish crocheting into it. So for example, let me just trim that part off. So for example, if I'm working with a bulkier yarn, I would do the magic ring again. And the pinky here is for tension, just to make sure we have something to work against. Turn. So if this were a bulkier chenille yarn that sheds, that's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet. About then is where I'd probably start to close the magic ring, but I'd leave a little bit to crochet into still. So we've got a little gap, you can see, and we can continue crocheting. One thing you'll want to practice is making sure your single crochets, or whatever stitch you're doing into the magic ring, are not too tight, because you still need to be able to pull this tail through without catching. There's a magic ring again. And the chain 2 alternative to the magic ring is just as it says, so we're going to make a slip knot, put it on our hook, and chain 2. So there's our chain. We're going to skip the closest to the hook and crochet into the second of the chains. And we're going to do all of our stitches into that. So if it says 6 single crochet, that's 1. Go back into the same spot, that's 2. Same spot, that's 3. That's 4. And you're going to work your way around, so that's 5 and 6. So that is 6 single crochet with the chain 2 method. And it looks pretty similar to the magic ring method. You don't pull it tight because it's already in the chain, secured. You want to be sure it's pretty tight so you don't have any gap in the middle, but not too tight that you can't get into the chains. And this is really helpful for super bulky chenille yarns where it's difficult to do the magic ring. You can't pull as it sheds and it breaks your ring. So that is the chain 2 method option. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Just give it some practice and it'll come along, and just follow the tips I gave you. Make sure it's not too tight You can start to close a little bit earlier and just practice on tension, and I think you'll get the hang of it just fine. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.